Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the second day of the 2025 World Table Tennis for Health Congress. Now I would like to invite Leandro Vec, ITTF Foundation Director, for his welcome words.
Thanks, Thaisa. Pleasure to address you today on the second day of this Congress. And welcome to the second day of the World Table Tennis for Health Congress. It's great to see so many people from all over the world, and also we know that there's many people from the rest of the world online. Yesterday we heard some amazing story from Sweden on how table tennis is being used to support mental health, trauma recovery, and Parkinson's. We also had presentation from around Europe on the current state of research in table tennis for neurodegenerative diseases. Although the research is really showing some amazing results, we need more. We need studies with more people, and we need more studies. The foundation continues to work with universities and programs to highlight this area of study. But we invite partners in academia to also support this goal. Finally, we also had our keynote from Rika Veres, who helped place sport in the EU landscape. I think it was interesting to show how sport and activity should be considered as part of a broader frameworks of government, and not just within a sport ministry or national federation approach. The foundation supports this whole of society lens and continues to work with different stakeholders around the world to use table tennis in a variety of ways for multiple social goals. Today, we showcase some of those uses with presentations of global practices. We have case study from our brilliant Erasmus Plus SWAN project. There are many of these partners from this project here present. And from German Table Tennis Federation, Innovative Coaches Program, from the Great Community Program in Spain, and cutting-edge technological ideas from Vitality Pong in Canada. After the break, we are then joined by Annelie Bogden, Annika Appelberg, and Caroline Rowland to discuss practical tips and suggestions in how to use sport and activity for those with Parkinson's and other neurodegenerative diseases. So we have a great afternoon ahead. Thank you for your support and interest in table tennis and health, and welcome you to day 2 of World Table Tennis for Health Congress. Tack.
Thank you so much, Leandro. And now I would like to announce the session 3 of the Congress, and Table Tennis for Health Best Practices from around the world. And I invite Lea Yuri to moderate this session.
Thank you for the introduction, Thaisa. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lea Yuri. I'm working as Health Impact Coordinator for the ITTF Foundation, and I will be the moderator for this session. In December 2024, we started working on an Erasmus Plus project co-founded by the European Union, and we are now 7 partners gathered around an acronym, SWAN, which means Spin for Wellbeing, Active Lifestyle through Therapeutic Table Tennis for Individuals with Neurodegenerative Diseases. It's quite a long title, but the first 2 presenters will explain you more in details about the goals of this project. But it was important to mention it because with this session called Table Tennis for Health, Best Practices from Around the World, we wanted to highlight some of the best cases we gathered and encountered while working on the first deliverable of this project. So in order to present you our best practices reports, we will welcome Ramon Ortega Montes, Health Impact Manager of the ITTF Foundation. He is a physical education teacher, specialized in high performance and psychomotor behavior. He's an international expert for ITTF in sport for development and coach development trainer, and ran over 90 different courses since 1979. He's also one of the key person for the organization of the festival. So let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lea. Good afternoon, everyone. We are here. Where are we? We don't know. Something about Parkinson, perhaps? Any one of you, hands up, Parkinson? Yes, very good. About Alzheimer, anyone? Also Alzheimer? Well done, yes. We are about World Table Tennis Championship for people with Parkinson and World Table Tennis Championship for people with Alzheimer. We are here, very good. And now we are going to talk about SWAM. Very easy, that Lea was doing and explaining everything, so I don't need to do too much. I'm Ramon Ortega Montes, but I'm only the face, because this project is with 7 different countries around Europe. Many of them are here, and they are doing the hard job. So I'm only the face here explaining what we were doing, but in fact, we have many people here doing a very important job. So we have here Pasca. So Pasca from Greece, here. Pasca, please. Very good. We have here also KTG from Cyprus. We have here also Compassion Alzheimer from Bulgaria. We have here also Alzheimer León from Spain. And yesterday we had here also French Table Tennis Federation. Today are not here, but also one applause for them. So almost everyone is missing here University of Ljubljana, but they are doing also very hard work. So one applause for them, please. And finally, we have ITTF Foundation with Lea. She is the one that was working harder for this. So I'm only the face. She is the one that was ahead of all this. Thank you very much. So yes, let me go to the next one, because we need to explain what is this. But, so, good practices from this project. We already developed, this is the work package number 2, and for any one of you, you can check this. We are going to talk only about some minutes, some good practices, but you can go there to www.swam-erasmus.eu, and it's public. You can check. When you click there, you go to resources, and when you click resources, this is what appears, working package number 2. When you click here, it's coming here, best practices report. And when you click here, you see this. Oh, a lot. So you see SWA, neurodegenerative diseases. So this is SWAM. How we do SWAM? How you do SWAM? I want to see how you do SWAM. Any of you, how you do like a SWAM? No? Okay. Very good, not a problem. So let's go, and we continue. So this project is targeted to have good practices, only 7 good practices from the European countries that we are in the project. But we were working, as I explained, they were working very hard, and we were able, So we were able to find 54 good practices. So that means that 7 times more than what we targeted in this project. Doesn't mean that there are no more. Just talking before with Sweden, they were explaining me that here we have also one activity in Malmo. We are always talking about table tennis and Parkinson, or table tennis and Alzheimer and neurodegenerative diseases. But we were working and we were finding, so that doesn't mean that there are no other places, but there are the ones that we found in the months that we were working. So here we have 34 practices from Parkinson, 18 practices from Alzheimer, and 12 practices from prevention programs. But also we have any other ones that are from neurodegenerative diseases. So this is a summary, and as we mentioned, you are able to see. This is online, and you can check any one of those. So just for you to see, these are the ones from the 7 countries that we are in Europe, from this European project. As we mentioned before, only 7 are necessary, and we found 45. We also were finding in other countries around Europe 5 other very good practices, and also around the world we found another 4. So after myself, they are going to explain other projects. So from Spain is going to talk Angelis about his Parkinson table tennis coach. And it's also Vitality program, as Leandro mentioned before, is from Canada. So what are the different entities that we found? So we found different entities that it could be relationship between table tennis clubs and patient associations. But we also saw table tennis clubs only. But at the same time, we are always talking about table tennis, but there are also different entities, patient associations that are working with table tennis, daycare centers, and many other ones. So we found all these different entities that they are using table tennis for Parkinson, for Alzheimer, for neurodegenerative diseases, or as prevention. So some of them are doing prevention. So we go to the next slide. A lot of information. I hope that I'm not going very fast as before, that we were doing the test. So the important here, these are the numbers, not so important, but probably the most important for you are the last two columns. Because in the last two columns, we are always discussing how many minutes, how many hours, how many days we need to practice to get good results, to reduce the symptoms. So here you can see that there are sessions of 90 minutes, there are sessions of 120 minutes, there are one-day sessions or two-day sessions. So as we mentioned, not so important to read everything. It's only for you to see that there are many different possibilities, and also to explain you that now we are working in the work package number 3 of this one project, and the group of experts are discussing, and even they are not only 90 or 60 or 120, but also there are discussions about that it's possible to do only 30 minutes, because it was not considered here is that it could be mild, but it could be also severe cases. So in the severe cases, now we are under discussion that is possible, not so long sessions, because it's very difficult, that it will be 30-minute sessions. So from 30 minutes to 1 hour, 2 hours, and from one session a week, normally in the group of experts, we are discussing more twice a week. So this is just like a little summary that this information you can find it online. And now we go to some of the cases. So you see here, best case. So it's not the best case, but it's some of the very good practices. And we took now, in the time that we have to present you, some of these cases. And we took 4 cases from the 4 countries that we are doing the project. So the first one is this from Spain, that is Distrito 20 Table Tennis Madrid, and Fundación Red Parkinson from Spain. There are Fundación Parkinson? Okay, so it's only Foundation Red Parkinson. Apologies, but it's the information that we received from someone from the association, but we can change, not a problem. But the important thing is that they are working with people with Parkinson. They are a quite new association, and they are with 20 participants, 16 male, 4 female, and that they are doing sessions of 120 minutes. How many times? 2 times a week, and they are working with 3 table tennis coaches. So this is a case from Spain. I think that there are some from here. So, okay, so now you increase already, because this was from July, so now we are 6 months later, so very good. So you increase in 50%. So big applause for them. Very good, well done. The second case that we bring here is from France. Sorry, because I'm not expert. Sorry, Lea and the French people. But Tennis de Table de la Valle y Finicac Languet. Sorry for my French. Apologies. But it's also working with France Parkinson and France Alzheimer. And the most important thing is that they are working not only for Alzheimer and for Parkinson, but also for prevention. So the persons that perhaps are a little bit older, but they don't have any symptom, but they want to prevent that this will be happening. So there are 40 persons, 22 are male, and 18 are women, and the sessions, as you see here, are from 60 to 90 minutes. How many times a week? one time a week, and here they are working with one coach and with some volunteers. Some associations are working more with table tennis coaches, others with different assistants. So big applause to France. Thank you. We have also another case from Germany. I know that here there are also people from Germany. My German is even worse than French. So VfL Fortuna Massar, EV, from Germany, sorry again. But they are also working with Parkinson, Alzheimer, and also with senior people related to prevention. So this is what is the target that they have. You see here some of the exercises that they are combining for cognitive or for some focus. And they have 26 persons, 120-minute sessions, and they have one session during the week. And in this case, there is one coach and one assistant, the one that are doing the activity. So big applause for Germany. Thank you very much. And the last case that we bring here is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is already one of, as we mentioned at the beginning, one of the partners, and is Varna Daycare Center. They are working with Alzheimer and dementia, and they are from Bulgaria. So mainly the targeted persons are Alzheimer and dementia. They are also here. They brought 2 players to play here in the World Championship for people with Alzheimer. They are doing these are 20 persons, 10 men and 10 women, but we began the discussion, especially with them, about that the sessions of 60 minutes are very long because they are with cases that are very severe. So that's why before we were thinking about very long sessions, but in this case, the question was that it's better to work perhaps only 30 minutes, perhaps 2 or 3 times a week, some more times. So as you see here, 2 times a week, and they are working with a table tennis coach, but also with the rehabilitation staff. So they have different centers, and they are working with rehabilitation staff. So big applause for Bulgaria. Well done. So that's all, short and sweet. Thank you very much to all associations that were giving us the information. 54, as we said at the beginning. And of course, thank you very much to all of you for being here and paying attention to the SWAM project. We are going to talk a little bit more about SWAM and nothing else. If you have any question, open for questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Yes, question from online, Moncho.
Okay.
We have a question from Jaime Robledo. I'm ambassador of Davis Finney Foundation. How can we extend this to American countries in the project?
Very good question. So first of all, Erasmus project is within Europe. So in this case, the funds that we receive to do this project, we need to invest in Europe. Of course, there are some activities that perhaps are done abroad, so it's possible. But in general, it's not possible to go to some countries outside Europe. So in general, for this kind of projects, it's not possible. There are other kind of projects that is possible to apply also in Europe, that they give funds and it's possible to have activities around the world. But if the question is if you can be involved in this project, the answer is yes. Why? Because we are preparing now the materials and the sessions. We, at the end of this year, at beginning next year, January, we are preparing 18 weeks of training, 2 sessions a week, and we will have a program for Parkinson and a program for Alzheimer. And after that, we are preparing materials to prepare coaches in how to train Parkinson persons or how to train Alzheimer persons. And this course will be running around February 2026, so take note and contact us. Any one of SWAM, you have also info email in SWAM, or if not, info ITTF Foundation, and we will answer you. Any one of you are welcome. The course will be in February to be prepared, and later you will receive a certificate if you pass the course, and you will be able to apply this all around the world. So this will be public, and later we will finish presenting a handbook and the trainings and the research, because we are going to do research and we will present this. So yes, it's possible. If any other question?
If not, we can go to the next presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Moncho.
Bye-bye.
So for the next presentation, this is about the second report that we have to present for the SWAN project, and this is the most essential for the continuation of the project. So it will be presented by Christophe Goumas. He's a cognitive neuroscientist and researcher for the company KTG Research and Innovation. And his expertise lies at the intersection of neuroscience and technology. As he wants to look for a purpose in every project he is doing, he is the person behind the SWAN project, as he wrote it and gathered all the partners to create this consortium. So we thank him and welcome him on stage in a couple of seconds after. Should be ready. The floor is yours, Christos.
Yeah, thanks. So, hi everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Leah. I would like to thank once again the organizers of this Congress. It's the third consecutive year that I am invited to present. And I'm very happy because this project, SWAN, Moncho mentioned a lot of things about the project, but one thing that I would like to mention is that the project started from the Congress almost 3 years ago, 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago. So we were invited to present in the first Congress that happened in Greece, and from this point we were able to invite a few people that were presenting in the Congress. Some of them submitted the project and it was successful, so we are now implementing it. And I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be part of SWAN and of the Congress. My name is Christos Goumas. I'm a cognitive neuroscientist, so basically how the brain works. And I'm representing KTG Research and Innovation, a startup company based in Cyprus. We do a lot of research and we also do a lot of innovation, and this is also our responsibilities in the SWAN project. Today I'm gonna talk about shaping the future needs of table tennis for health programs, and I'm gonna give some insights from the SWAN project, and especially from a needs assessment survey that we conducted as part of the project. I'm gonna skip this part. You already know about SWAN, 7 partners from 7 different countries. We have one common goal: to democratize therapeutic table tennis programs across Europe. And we are doing this by developing and evaluating structured table tennis interventions for people with neurodegenerative diseases, with a focus on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. At the beginning of the summer, one of the things that we had to do as part of the SWAN project was to run a needs assessment survey. This was part of working package 2, which was about it was called Research Insights. So basically, we wanted to understand what is the current state of the art in the academic literature when it comes to therapeutic table tennis programs, but also we wanted to speak with the community of therapeutic table tennis to see what are their challenges, what are their knowledge gaps, what is working, what is not working, and what we can do about it in the context of SWAN. We conducted the survey at the beginning of the summer. We were expecting, actually the target was to collect at least 100 responses, and we were surprised because we received 220. So the response from the table tennis community was huge, and most of the responses were coming apparently from EU countries, and especially the countries that are participating in the SWAN project. So the survey focused on a few things that we were interested in. Among them was as I mentioned, the knowledge and training needs of the people who are involved in table tennis for health programs, in the organizational readiness So actually, what do clubs need in order to prepare and to run table tennis for health programs? And of course, what kind of tools and resources they would like to have in order to do that successfully. I'm going to present some of the insights that we got from the survey. But before doing so, I will give you an idea of who responded to the survey. So what is interesting about that, and this is why I captured it here, regardless of the numbers, is that we had an interdisciplinary group of respondents, and this is captured by this pie chart. Of course, 1/3 of the respondents were healthcare, social care, caregivers, so they were coming from the clinical health sector. We also had around 1 out of 5 respondents were table tennis coaches, which of course is a relevant target group for the project. We also had physiotherapists, we had physical education teachers, we had people who own sport clubs, we had medical doctors. So we had a wide variety of respondents, and this was actually good because we were able to get some information from different angles and from different perspectives that would help us in the next stages of the project. One of the main insights that we got, and I'm presenting here today, is what I call here the confidence gap. And there was a paradox. So on the one side, we had organizations reporting 72% of the organizations that responded to the survey mentioned that they are willing to offer table tennis for health programs, which is a very good number. But on the other side, the professionals that are working in these organizations reported, and actually 55% of them, reported that they had little to no confidence to run such programs. At the same time, 36% of the table tennis coaches reported that they felt unprepared to accommodate the needs of individuals with neurodegenerative diseases when it comes to providing table tennis sessions. And the main message here, I think, is that the will is there. Organizations would like to, are ready to act, but the skills and the knowledge are missing. And in an attempt to have a better understanding of what kind of skills they lack and what they would like to be trained on so they feel more confident and they feel more prepared, we had a few questions, a few open-ended questions as part of the survey, where we asked them exactly that. So what kind of skills you would like to be trained on? And you can see on the left side the first 3. So the first one is a theoretical understanding of NDDs. So basically, what is Alzheimer's, what is Parkinson, what are the symptoms, how these symptoms progress over time, and what these symptoms mean when it comes to participation in table tennis for health programs. The second one was how people can adapt the table tennis techniques they use for people with neurodegenerative diseases. And you can understand that this is a very, very important topic because people who have done like table tennis for like people without any disability or without any neurological condition, they can understand that it's not like a copy-paste. So you take the techniques from like the sessions with people without any disease and you transfer them directly to sessions for people with neurodegenerative diseases. So there needs to be some kind of consideration here. And the third one was safety and risk. And you understand that because if people don't understand what these conditions are and what are their effects on people, they don't know how to manage them and how to avoid any things that would jeopardize the participation of these people in physical activity sessions. We also had a few other things that were mentioned, like communication skills. So if I have a person in front of me that has like a cognitive impairment, how can I communicate effectively? We had also psychological and social support, which is also somehow related to sports participation. And the last one is, okay, we have these people, they do these sessions, how do we evaluate them? How we make sure that they are getting something out of it and they are improving or they have some benefit in their condition. And then moving to organization, I think the story is the same. So when it comes to what clubs need to do that, someone would expect that the first one would be money. It's the second one. So the first one is trained staff and coaches, which is also the #1 barrier why organizations choose not to offer this kind of program. So they don't have trained staff to do that. The second one, as I mentioned, is funding. Third one is adapted materials for this type of people. The fourth one is equipment, and the last one is partnership with health professionals. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a very interdisciplinary area, so it's necessary to the collaboration is necessary between health professionals, sports professionals, community development professionals, and this is something that is also reflected in the SWAN consortium. So we have people from the health sector, from the sports sector, from academia, from industry, from technology. So yeah, interdisciplinary collaboration is important. And the main message here is that we need to invest in human capital. We need to train coaches. We need to give them the skills, the theoretical and the practical skills, in order to feel more confident to provide this kind of support to people with neurodegenerative diseases. And this is also what we plan to do as part of SWAN. As Moncho mentioned, we are right now in working buckets 3, which is about the development of the curriculums, one for Alzheimer's and one for Parkinson. And the next stage is to train the trainers. So we are going to train coaches and other professionals on some of the things that they requested, as we saw from the needs assessment survey. And we are also going to implement these 2 curriculums to people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and evaluate the effectiveness of these interventions. And the 2 messages that I would like to give to you as part of this presentation is that the community is ready to act, as I presented earlier. The barrier is not the lack of will per se, but it's the lack of skills and training and knowledge. And the second one is that SWAN is building the necessary tools to bridge this gap, but SWAN is only a project. We need more projects. We need a bigger community. We need more people involved in this area and from different sectors if we want to democratize therapeutic table tennis programs. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Christos.
We have a question from Denmark.
Thank you very much. My name is Elisabeth Ildal, and I'm from Denmark. What about caregivers? How do we educate them? We have to do something for caregivers, because they really have very, very big work. Mm-hmm. And it is like this: 40% of caregivers end up in a hospital setting themselves.
Yeah. This is actually true, and we have been discussing this a lot in the context of the project. Apparently, we are focusing primarily on coaches and maybe a little bit less on health professionals. But I agree with you that caregivers or health professionals in general should also be part of this conversation. Should also be trained on things that could help them support better people with neurodegenerative diseases. Yeah. Yep.
I'm coming from Norway.
Yep.
And, thank you. I'm coming from Norway, and One question that we would like an answer to is, do we have results of this, do we have research results to show we need funding in addition to training our coaches? And we need to apply for funding. It would be good to show some documentation that these things are showing results. Could you give me advice as to where I can most easily find anything like this?
That the table tennis is effective for these type of conditions.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that's a good that's a very good comment, and as part of the deliverable that we submitted, so the needs assessment survey, the best practices report that Mocho presented earlier, and another sub-deliverable on literature review, which was conducted by the University of Ljubljana. Actually, we were surprised in the project when they submitted this literature review, and we realized that a lot of parts of the scientific justification for these things was missing. So my take on that is that there is research showing something, but we are not there yet. That's it. And this is why we put a lot of effort and a lot of energy in the context of this project, because from February onwards and for the rest of 2026 until December, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to run the intervention with people with Parkinson and Alzheimer, and we are going to have some data points about the effectiveness of this type of activity. There is literature, but in my opinion, as a researcher and someone who studies the brain, is that it is not enough. Yeah. Sorry for that, but this is the hard truth.
Thank you, Christos.
Thanks.
We've got a lot of people asking questions online.
Okay.
And we have people from Brazil, Cameroon, Pakistan, Colombia, America, all.
I became
all
popular
online. Yeah,
in
very
10
good.
minutes.
And
Okay, that's nice.
it's fantastic. Yeah, thank you. Well done to Christos. The first question is from Slovenia, and you mentioned University of Ljubljana. What do we have in Slovenia? Do you know of any specific clubs or programs that are running there?
No, but you can send an email either to KTG or to ITTF Foundation or to the University of Ljubljana, and we can guide you through, because we have a really good presence in Ljubljana, really good collaborations. One of the partners is the University of Ljubljana, the Department of Racket Sports, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name. Yeah, so we have really good connections and people working in this space in Slovenia.
Fantastic. And a question from Colombia.
Yep.
Is there toolkit or practical guidance for working with people with Parkinson's that they can use and imitate?
Not yet, but I hope in the next Congress, next year, we're going to present some of this work. Yeah, great. Thanks.
Thank you, Christos. We would like to do like yesterday, and I would like to invite Monica for micro active breaks. Thank you, Monica. So for the next three presentation, this is about 3 cases that we selected through our best practices report. So for the first one, a trio will join us online from Canada. They have a unique structure to implement table tennis for health. And among the best practices we found thanks to the SWAN project, we thought that it was worth spreading the word about their way of working. So I'm happy to present a very complementary team composed of Luba Sadowska. She's the table tennis coach of the team, and she brings her expertise in motor skill development. Then we have Dr. Joshua Hibbert, specialized in neurological function and cognitive performance. And finally, there is Claudine Gunn, who is an educational assistant with a focus on neurodivergent children. Thank you very much for the three of you to join us online today.
Good morning. I hope you can hear us.
Yes, we hear you. Well. We just want to check the slide is full screen. Should be.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's still. There should be a small icon, or maybe in slideshow tab.
Where?
In the slideshow.
This one?
Slideshow at the top.
Slideshow.
It's called next to animations and record. In between. This one there.
You are screen sharing. That's what I see.
I'm gonna go full screen.
Where is that? No. Can you see it? All our slides?
We see the slides. We can get a better view. There's a icon at the top with a little play button inside of this one. You should be able to. You're very close to it with your icon. At the top, yeah, that one.
Yeah. This one?
Yes, thank you very much.
Lovely. All right. And you can see us as well?
Do we see
Not
them?
sure.
We don't see your faces at the moment. No, it's.
That's okay. As long as you can hear us, that's great.
We hear you
Okay,
loud and
well,
clear
I
and
was
see
not-
your presentation.
Okay, good morning from Canada and good afternoon to all of you in Sweden. Thank you, ITTF and ITTF Foundation, for inviting us to share how we use table tennis as a form of neurorehabilitation. We are 3 founders from Vitality Pong Neuroactive Clinic in North Vancouver, Canada, where we help people rewire their brains through the joy of table tennis. Our motto says it all. Your brain is listening as we put fun back into function. So my name is Luba Sadowska. Again, I am the master table tennis coach with expertise in elite level motor skill development and neurotraining. Here with me are...
Good morning, or good afternoon in Sweden. I'm Dr. Joshua Hibbert. My specialty is functional neurology.
And also, hello, good morning, and a good afternoon is Claudine Gunn, educational assistant with focus on neurodivergent children and adults. Let's talk a little bit about this now. Neurological conditions like Parkinson's, stroke, and Alzheimer's are increasingly global. Traditional exercise programs often overlook the cognitive side of recovery and are usually not enough. We try to bridge the gap, combining personalized physical training with cognitive sensory stimulation, so movement becomes brain-driven experience. Train your brain and your body will follow. People with cognitive people need cognitive engagement, sensory stimulation, and emotional connection for meaningful recovery.
Let me share one story with you. As you see in the right top corner, that's actually me, and I'm coaching Peter. He's a stroke survivor. This is 10 years after his stroke. Peter can still prove that functions can come back. When he started at Vitality Pong, he couldn't move his left arm and his left leg. Whole his left side was affected after the stroke. Within months of neuroactive table tennis sessions twice a week, he started smiling more, he started observing more around himself in the environment, and he started to be more confident. His functions were definitely returning, as he was proving in his daily life, like shaving. He could only shave half of his face before. Now he's shaving fully, both sides, watching TV and reading subtitles. His wife was always saying that he could not read the full subtitles, only on one side, which the affected side was blank to him. Noticing more things, and then he started actually walking and talking in the pool. Yes, is assisted walking in the pool, but he could not do those two things together at first. Now he walks and talks, and he's the sunshine in the pool. Everyone just loves him. And the funniest story from his wife is that she actually had to learn how to put parental control on the TV because Peter started watching the channels that she was not subscribed to. So she is now saying she wished this was available for him 10 years ago because he is just catching up. Yes. That transformation captures what Vitality Pong is about. We are reconnecting brain and body through purposeful movement and human connection.
These are real people with real stories, and we see this with Parkinson's and Alzheimer clients too. Better attention, less freezing, improved confidence. One case study, we have someone with Parkinson's condition. They share, my hands shake less when I focus on the ball instead of the tremor. The single shift of attention illustrates neuro reprogramming. The reaction time improved by 20%, and the confidence and coordination soared. We have another case study, someone with Alzheimer's disease. They began remembering scores and teammates' names after 6 weeks of playing table tennis. The combination of social engagement, rhythm, the visual tracking, reactivated working memory circuits, proof that connection fuels cognition.
All right. I absolutely love the last presentation. And the metrics are everything. We know that research with table tennis, it shows us this neuroscience, that these neural connections, every repetition of that rally, new neural pathways are growing. And what we see here is this neuroplasticity. We see this neurogenesis just exploding in the brain. And that with these, we're growing new building blocks for these clients. Now, one of the amazing things too that we're seeing through the research as we're growing and growing with the body of research that's coming to us is that bilateral movement strengthens the corpus callosum. The split-second decisions, prefrontal cortex activation. And this all results in that cerebellum just exploding in activation, where again, over half your neurons in your brain are located, which is amazing. So limbic system, boosting dopamine, growth factor in the brain. These are the foundations of learning, motivation, and neurogenesis.
This is why we always say fun is the most powerful medicine for the brain.
So when you look at our methodology, and we invite all of you to take a look at this too, but brain first training. If we're looking at rehab, it's neuro first. Movement and coordination, you can see, is the foundation of this pyramid, the physical base that we build everything on top of. And this cognition that you see in step 2 or level 2 there, the sensory drills, we start to activate that prefrontal cortex, executive functioning. And that very top one, it's the fun, the brain will change. That's our dopamine kicker. Letty?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Inside our clinic, we follow simple rules. We target, we measure, we personalize. Clients feel like they're playing a game, but behind the scenes, every drill is designed with clinical precision. These are the foundations of our neuroactive methods. It's a place where neuroscience meets table tennis, and table tennis meets fun.
Okay, here's the fun stuff. Metrics. How do we make this measurable? How do we see what is challenging us from the outside? We want to see on the inside. We want to see on the inside of that brain. Sure, we've measured EEG for years. We can see compatible activations from beta dysregulation to theta and gamma coupling. All those things are amazing. But the next level of taking table tennis into this new world of metrics and doing research is FNIRS. Now, clarify this, FNIRS, functional near infrared spectroscopy. Now, this is a phenomenal technology, which is on the breaking edge of science and how we actually interact and measure what's going on with these patients and clients. Now, this gives us an insight of what we do next, where we don't push further because their brain can only do so much. And this actually allows us to track hemoglobin in the brain, oxygenated and deoxygenated. This gives us a whole new dimension to see what's going on and how to make our clinical inputs, those interventions, even more specific to the client, to the patient, so they can see incredible changes. And that's what we invite you to start joining in with us, is let's take table tennis into the new generation of these metrics that we can measure and make it patient-centric, patient-specific. And that way we will be able to reveal where the brain responds and then build from there.
Our rule is simple. What gets measured improves. And that's how we make all sessions personalized. We proudly collaborate with North Shore Table Tennis Club and Society. We collaborate with Parkinson's Society of Canada and British Columbia, Alzheimer organizations, University of BC Brain Health Center, which reached to us for the research. And we are preparing pilot research using wearable neurotechnology to track improvements in motor and cognitive function. Our mission is global. We want neuroactive table tennis to be accessible everywhere. We're preparing to share assessment kits, training curriculums, mentorship to help others build this model in their own communities.
And at Vitality Pong, I'm telling you, because I'm seeing it and I'm hearing it every day, we see miracles in motion. Every rally is a new neural connection. Every smile is a sign of hope. And honestly, I'm just remembering all those smiles, because if they're smiling, that means that they're getting their dopamine. And who doesn't want dopamine? We can't get enough of that, right?
Thank you, ITTF and ITTF Foundation, and all participants globally and locally over there supporting this movement. We are stronger together. Thanks for listening.
Now
let's
run
our way to a healthy world.
Thank you, everyone.
From Canada.
Thank you, Luba, Joshua, and Claudine. Is there any question on site or even online? If not, we can go to the next session. So for the next presenter, I'm pretty sure some of you already met her. She's currently a volunteer for the ITTF Foundation for this festival. Her name is Angelis Moreno, and she's a table tennis coach, specialized in table tennis, in training people with Parkinson's. For all ages and also for different stages of the disease. And she's currently working with the Association Parkinson Madrid. So I hope you will like her energy and enthusiasm, as we all do at the foundation. So I'm pleased to welcome on stage Angelis.
No, I know all people pay attention, so it's okay. Can sit down, please. If some people can want dance, now no, when finish. So sorry. Yeah. Just one moment. So there are days when I come dragging my feet. Faustino Recuero, Championships 2025. This phrase is important for me because I hear a lot time before training, and I hear other like, Angelis, I can move, please today more slowly, don't have good coordination today, or I can't to sleep. So it's why I'm here. And welcome to the good practices. I go to share the good practices in table tennis for people with Parkinson's disease. A lot of people know me, but others know. So I am Angelis Moreno. I love teaching and helping, and I love table tennis and dancing also. So I play table tennis since I was 11 years, and I have 7 years in experience as a trainer, including 2.5 working with Parkinson, people with Parkinson. And I am high technical in physical conditioning, and I am ATTF and PPT level 1, international coach, and I am civil engineer. So, thank you. But I decided this activity because I love helping and teaching. And a lot of people here and in my work ask me, why Parkinson? Because one time I helped a man with Parkinson, so I am your teacher, and he asked me, Angelis, what person with Parkinson would want to get better? So help others the way you are helping me. The name is Oscar Grande. He's a big man. He have 18 years and he play still. So with this ask, I decide contact with a lot of association in Madrid, but just one contact with one. And it's this Parkinson Association, but they offer me just the opportunity, being a volunteer, and what do you think? I say, yes, for a while. So what start like a volunteer, now I have more than 40 players in different places, in Parkinson Association of Madrid, Moreno Table Tennis Academy is my owner school, Majadahonda Table Tennis Club, private lessons. So I can to improve the signs and symptoms for people with Parkinson, like tremor, rigidity, slow movement, lack of coordination, and social withdrawal motions. But all people know, or I think this, know that the Parkinson have different levels. It's not the same. For example, today I feel good, but tomorrow I can move my legs. Tomorrow I can sleep well, so I don't have a good coordination. And I decide do three different groups. So I want to show the trainers level session. I have 3 groups. Level 1 is high mobility. They try maybe 10 or 120 minutes per day, or 2 or 3 days per week. And level 2 is less because don't have good mobility. They train 80 or 90 minutes per session and 2 or 3 days per week. And level 3 is low mobility. They train 45 or 60 minutes per week. I want to stop in the low mobility because it's the more difficult work. The level 1 can move. They can do this and this, but the level 3 don't can move and don't can be strange. All time is this. So I need to take careful in the training because they type very fast. So all time I have a seat. If somebody say me, Angelis, I feel tired, so I say, keep calm, just sit down, and then we want to continue. And I want to show 3 exercises. The first I know that people like because it's very different. You show this table, it's not table tennis. When I arrived at the association, I improve improvise with this table because we have a small space. So we do this table. And the exercise is not for technical, it's of the focus and activation. And when the people start with this exercise, feel more chill because they feel security, can move short, and they need feel the ball on the racket. So this exercise help to improve the feel the ball on the racket and on the head. And the second exercise, remember this man, Oscar Grande? He have a slow movement, but good technical because he had played tennis. So this exercise is for multi-ball plus motor stacks, and the objective is he can move very safe with a slow movement and can throw 4 or 6 balls. And if you can see in the video, he moved very, very slow, and he trying to do strange. Yeah. Look, he have a good technical, but low movement. And the third exercise is a more complete because he do a lot of things. For example, he serve, he move, I use ladder. He don't have a good technical, but he have fast movement. So I trying to teach basic, medium technical in level 2. He focus just in one count. And I don't know if somebody can see when he move this. So when I try in private lesson with him, sometimes I use the counts. Some people here use the count when I was practicing yesterday. So the counts can improve the balance because they sing in the counts and not in the racket. So the racket is just for reflex and the count is for concentration. And I know this information is very, very good, but I think that the human and motival approach is more important, it's that important in this work because the people need a different moment and meeting with other people. So I organize 1 time per month or maybe 2 times per month, some inclusive tournament, group conversation, joyful moment, and the people say it's very, very good for them. And I want to show this. This is my first theoretical practical workshop on Parkinson. In this inclusion, they have Charla, and we do yoga because it's very good for them. And then the people know that me like dance. So, and this year we have the opportunity at stay in the world champion in Italy, and I found a good performance because Cristina Lasmata have maybe 1.5 year play. So he found the second place in single in level 3, and Faustino and Luis, they found double championship in consolation level 2. But the most important is they don't know. They know in the day meeting in Italy, and they are the players. So I did a survey because I want how feel the players. So I take three as more important for me. How do you feel your overall physical conditioning? Has changed since you start the session? How would you rate your mobility and coordination now compare where you went to start? And how has your confidence in your physical ability changed? And the over 19% have reported noticeable improvement. So I did a survey at the partners because I want to, sometimes the players say, it's okay, I feel good, but the family sometimes say me, Angelis, he feel very good when you do the tournament or meeting for meal. And they say in the testimonial, sense confidence has been restored and increased sense of optimism toward the illness. And a lot of people, when we meeting, feel really, really happy. And I have some testimonial from my players that I want to show.
Mi nombre es Cristina Las Matas y conocí a Angelis en la Asociación de Parkinson. En cuanto me diagnosticaron la enfermedad, me apunté a la asociación y allí estaba yo dando clase de tenis de mesa y fantástica, es fantástica. La recomiendo a todo el mundo, tanto con como sin Parkinson. Es muy buena jugadora y muy buena entrenadora y bueno, nos hace mejorar nuestras condiciones.
Hola, soy José María Saez, tengo 51 años y estoy diagnosticado de Parkinson desde hace 11. Llevo 2 años aficionado al tenis de mesa, los mismos que conozco a Angelis, que es mi profesora, la que me está ayudando un montón en progresar en este deporte, aprendiendo mucha técnica y viendo el deporte como una manera de compartir buenos momentos con muy buena gente en las clases y en las competiciones. Animo a todos a
Me llamo Manuel, llevo 1 año de Parkinson, tengo 80 años y el tenis de mesa me está sirviendo especialmente con la dirección de Angelis y de mis compañeros, para moverme, para cambiar de posturas y organizarme mejor. Sí, la mente también cuenta, sí.
Me llamo Rosa, tengo 65 años y llevo 12 años con Parkinson. Llevo más o menos 1 año practicando tenis de mesa con Angelis y me gusta porque me obliga a moverme, me permite socializar y ganar un poquito más de confianza en mí misma, ¿no?, en algunas tareas.
And with this testimonial, and with a lot of information, I think the best case for the best practices for table tennis, we need know a lot of things is for the player, individual evaluation, adaptation by mobility level, therapeutic multiple drive, achievable goals and positive reinforcement, and integral training, because it's not just table tennis. The player needs strength, cardio, technically, and sometimes yoga, Pilates, other activity, and inclusive tournament. So I want a question for you. Somebody can help the first layout? The first page? You remember? Somebody remember? The first page. Nobody remember? No. So sorry. Remember that I say there are days when I come dragging my feet. And Faustino Recuero, what do you think? What continue? Is league walking that. This found the table tennis. So he say this phrase in an interview on Madrid TV channel.
Entro arrastrando los pies y salgo andando normal.
So I want to share the last thing is, for me, it's the most important in my life, is he doesn't to life to service, doesn't serve it to life. And it's Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Thank you very much. If somebody want to follow my project, this is my social media. Somebody have any question?
We're just taking one question because we are running a bit of time.
Okay.
Hello, really, it's not a question. I'm Diego Smolovic, I live in Madrid, and I follow Angelis to every activity that she organizes. I go to a place with a group without, with players without any illness. I go to a place with people with Parkinson, and I go to the organization Red Parkinson that is here. And in the summer, these places are closed because mostly are in schools that are closed in the summer. But Angelis finds the way to find the place in summer, so I go with her in the summer and go to every tournament that she organizes. So I recommend that you follow her to every activity that she organizes because she's a crack.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Angelis.
Thank you very much.
2 years ago, for the first World Table Tennis for Health Congress held in Crete, Gabriel Eckart, health sport advisor of the German Table Tennis Association, presented a table tennis program for people with dementia. This was developed thanks to a partnership with the German Olympic Committee. And for this edition, Gabriel is joining us on site to present the new training of the Federation on to how to train people with Parkinson's in table tennis. So, welcome, Gabriel. The floor is yours.
So thank you, Leah, for your words. So I need my presentation. Yes, perfectly. Thank you. My name is Gabriel Eckart. I represent the German Table Tennis Association. And in the last 1.5 years, a project team worked on a trainer education, and we called it Table Tennis Against Parkinson's. Today, I'm delighted to present you the program, some content of it. But first, let's take a quick look on the structure. Firstly, I present you some background. Then I present you our qualification system, and after it we jump right deep into it, and I give you some practical knowledge about our new trainer education. But first of all, look at our background. In Germany, we collaborate closely with the club Ping Pong Parkinson. I think you all have, you know it. The initiative was launched in 2020, and since 2020, there are 265 clubs in Germany who train people with Parkinson's, and there are about 3,000 players. Most of the 3,000 players are new to table tennis. They start playing table tennis after their diagnosis, and we saw a problem with it. Most of the trainers in the clubs do not hold an official training license. You can imagine this is a very specific topic, so we want to provide the trainers some knowledge. So we had the idea that we develop an advanced training for C trainers. Maybe you are asking yourself now, what is a C trainer? I can show you our qualification system. In Germany, we have 4 levels. The highest level is the diploma trainer, and in our system there are 3 levels: the A-level trainer, the B-level trainer, and the C-level trainer. There are about 130 A-level trainers, about 2,200 B-level trainers, and there are about 8,500 C-level trainers. So our trainer education aims to reach C-level trainers because we want to reach as many trainers as possible. And if you are a leader of a Ping Pong Parkinson training group and you don't not hold a license, you can participate in our trainer education as well. Here you see the content of our trainer education. Our trainer education lasts 1.5 days. There are some elements, you know, from other trainer educations with healthy people, for example, table tennis basics. But there are a few key elements who are specific to Parkinson's, like an insight into the Parkinson's disease, or how you implement a new training group. And today I show you one example of a coordination training. Mental strength is very important, and a game format. But first, I explain you our golden rules. Every trainer should know them. There are a few golden rules who are very important for training with individuals with Parkinson's. It's very important to plan regular breaks. The people need them. They need to rest. They need to take their medication. That's very important. And you can imagine when the people have their break, we can talk to them. We can care to them. It's very good for us. Then we want to create a non-judgmental environment. In our groups, it's not about winning. It's about having a good time. It's about talking to each other. That's very important. And the people want to experience a moment of respite from the disease. And then we reached a very important goal. We want to form small dynamic groups. We want to match players of a similar strength. We want to look out for the weakest player and stick them together. We want to rotate partners regularly because that strengthens the sense of community and group cohesion. That's very important. We use pickup aids. It's more safe when we use pickup aids and not bending forward. And we have a lot of games and competition formats. We can use it for these people as well, but we adapt them. Here I have some example of you. We love this game in Germany. It's called Emperor Table. At this time, this guy is the emperor. On each table, 2 players are compete, and they count the points. And it's played on time. The trainer will call when the time ends. And when you are the winner, you can move 1 table up. And when you are the loser, you move 1 table down. And then you play a few rounds. And in the last round, if you are the winner, you are the emperor. You have won it. So we can use competition formats, but not every guy wants to compete. So we want to include everyone. So we so you can play friendly. You don't have to count the points. But when the time ends, that's the problem. We need a winner. We do it by rolling a dice, for example, or drawing a card. So we don't need to count the points. When I roll a higher, the higher dice, the higher number, then I'm the winner and I can move 1 table up. So we can use our games with a little adaptation. So here's one coordination exercise. All you need for this is a close. This is a good one because it's very big and moves very slowly. You can do plenty of exercise with it. You can throw it and catch it. It's good when you do large-scale exercises with a large movement because it's more easier. And what's very important on it, it's the mobility of the wrist. There are many of the people who can't do movements with the wrist. And it's very important that you can let it slip and catch it. Why is that important? Because we can use it later for another table tennis exercise. I think most of you know this. It's the many balls practice. Normally, here's a trainer who plays the balls. And when someone wants to play the ball, you need this movement we've seen before with the close. And so we trained this key motion. And you don't need a trainer here. You can be a participant and you can do this exercise. This one plays many balls to this guy. This guy is training his forehand, and he plays the ball to the other side on the table. And this guy on the upper side does a coordination exercise as well. With this cone, he tries to catch the balls and trains his coordination. So this is very useful when we have less tables and many players. We can do this exercise, and we can do it because we learned the skill in the coordination exercises before. Here's something very interesting, I think. Professor Dieter Wahl, he's a member of our project team. He made an interesting discovery. He's a sports psychologist, and he discovered the stop codes. You can imagine yourself in a situation, you compete and you are losing. Your tactics doesn't fit. This guy is playing the ball into the net, so you would lose the game. You have to change something. Then you can say to yourself mentally, tactic stop. You stop your negative cycle and you focus new, and maybe it helps you to play better. And this guy in my example is playing better and is winning. So we thought to ourselves, can this help our people with Parkinson's? There may be another examples. Maybe you are sitting on a chair and you are freezing. I can't go up. That can be everywhere. I can freeze here. I can want to drive a car and can freeze. Then I can say, chair go, and maybe I can start a new movement. That can work because the Go code provides an external stimulus that can help override the motor block. The word can be everything. Here we see the example. So we can initiate a movement. So we changed the name from stop code to go code because we want to go into an action. And this can help us while playing table tennis as well. This guy is freezing too. He says to himself, move, go, and maybe it's possible to move and to play. If you want to learn more on this, Professor Dieter Wahl has a book about the stop codes, and Thorsten Baumhuis has a book about the go codes. But in German, maybe you can translate it when you want to read something about it. So here you see our next steps. We tested our trainer education 2 times this year. Now we are ready to launch it in our education framework. We want to launch it in the whole Germany in the next year. We are ready for it, and that will provide exchanges of experience with clubs and trainers. So we can say our training initiative aims to ensure qualified coaching, safe practice, and long-term support for people with Parkinson's through sustainable coach education. And at the end, I want to say special thanks to our project group. Special thanks to Doris, Sarah, Thorsten, Norbert, Timo, and Dieter Wahl. And I want to greet Sarah. She did the most of the work and is watching online. Hello, Sarah. And I want to thank you for your interest and your time. Let's stay in touch.
We have no time for questions, unfortunately, but we are able to talk with Gabriel during the coffee break. And now I'd like to thank you, Leah, to moderate the session, and all the panelists to present the very good presentations. And I'd like to invite everyone to the break. As yesterday, we have ice break activities at the back of our room, and we have food and smoothies in the room in front of us. So, and we will come back in 20 minutes.
Welcome back. I hope you've all had a good break and had a chance to test the icebreaker task. If you have managed that, then please give it to one of the members of the foundation team, and we'll let you know who's going to get the special gift before the end of the day. Monica's coming up just to get us all in the mood again. Thank you, Monica. Our next session is practical guidance on nutrition, care, mobility, and the non-motor syndromes of Parkinson's. We will be joined by Annelie Björgren, Annika Appelberg, and myself. And this session will be moderated by Mark Lewis.
You can keep that and pass it as we take the questions. Okay. Hello, test, hello, good evening. Hello there, I've met all of you, but it's nice to meet you in an official capacity. My name is Mark Lewis. I'm the Social Impact Manager with the International Table Tennis Federation Foundation. And I've been listening to you all this week, and I want to keep listening to you. If you see any QR codes for surveys, or you see any foundation staff, please talk to them about what you liked, what you didn't like, any new ideas for us as we continue to listen to you and improve this festival as we go forward. And thank you so much for coming and staying here for the last, to the almost the last session of the Festival Congress. Thank you. With me today, I have three amazing panelists who work in the table tennis, fitness, and Parkinson communities. We have Annelie Björgren. Annelie trains all sorts of people, especially trainees and beginners. Her clients include the young and old alike. Her philosophy is that everyone can do something. By being an example of how to stay shape, even being 56 years old, can you believe it? And even having Parkinson's. Through positivity and courage, she doesn't ignore Parkinson's, but she tries not to let it dominate her life. This positivity has allowed her to take command of her situation and shapes her own life. When one door is closed, she either opens another or runs through a wall to make a window. By focusing on what is possible, not impossible. Annelie is an inspiration to many, and we're really excited she could join us. Caroline is a committee member on the board of the Swedish Parkinson's Association and Swedish Croquet Associations. She is also chair of Parkinson's Halmstad, Parkinson's Halland, Halmstad Danshalle, you're really testing me with these names, Halmstad Croquet Club, and Caroline received her diagnosis in 2020. And she'd already been sick for a year when she found herself in the difficult situation of trying to support herself until she could claim her pension at the age of 67. This is one of the things Caroline wants to work on from her position in Parkinson's Association. Since then, Caroline has learned how to start and run a Förenings Association, a very important part of the Swedish society. She is chair of the three associations, on the board of two national associations and on the board of two regional associations. Please welcome Caroline. And finally, Annika Appelberg. Annika is a specialist in occupational therapy within activity and health for long-term disabilities, with a focus on rehabilitation medicine, an area close to her heart, together with the field of person-centered care. Annika focuses on practical, everyday strategies for people living with Parkinson's disease, with an emphasis on promoting each person's individual ability to live a meaningful and independent life as possible, based on their own wishes and needs. She supports individuals and families in making simple, sustainable changes in activity performance, routines, and home environments. Her research project, Care and Everyday Life at Home with Parkinson's Disease, explores these aspects in depth, together with a focus on the health and well-being of family caregivers. We heard about that earlier. Annika is widely respected for her clear and compassionate guidance, which helps her feel more in control of their well-being and everyday life. Please welcome all of our guests today. So I'll start with a question for Annelie, first of all. Annelie, you often talk about movement as medicine. In your experience, what are the simplest, most achievable exercises someone with Parkinson's can start doing immediately, straight away at home with no equipment?
That's a hard question to answer. At first, I want to talk about the research that shows that aerobe exercise really improves fitness, walking ability, and balance. And if you add some strength to that, it's also non-motor symptoms get better. You're not depressed.
So we only get one life, and to make it as good as possible for ourselves, we have to do that. Life doesn't always turn out the way we think or even take for granted, but it's my own responsibility to make the best out of it. I also feel sad, defeated, and angry, but I quickly pull myself together and remind myself of what I can do to be myself. And at home, walking, for example, everybody can walk. I would suggest walks at a pace that gets your heart rate up a bit. And when you come home, everybody got a chair at home. You can do some exercises with your chair. I don't know if I'm going to show them here.
Yeah, you can borrow my chair.
I have my own chair.
Oh, yes, you do. Very
you
true,
can do
very
a lot.
True.
I'm a group instructor, so I want you to come to the gym, of course. You meet other people and get energy from other people, but I can show you some simple things.
Join along if you can.
If you have a chair, you
they
can
also
do.
have chairs.
There's a lot of variety of how your symptoms are when you have Parkinson. I'm lucky, but as I train, you're luckier. You're more luck I have. But still, you can use your chair just by getting up and down, and then when you're better on that, you can take a lower. And you can sit up and down on that one. You can do maybe do. I take this down.
Oh my goodness! I wish I hadn't started this now. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'll do one, huh? Brava, brava. I'm not doing that one. Break the chair. Break the stage.
You can do a lot at home, but still go out and meet other people in group training, like me, for example.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. A round of applause, surely, for those dip squats. I mean, was it how many of you did those? Okay, fantastic. For Caroline, I'd like to ask you next. In 2020, you received your diagnosis, a very important part of life for a lot of people. How did your life change when you received your diagnosis?
I think it changed as soon as I got home, because my initial idea was that I should join a group, a förening or something. A förening is what we have in Sweden, which keeps our country going, all the förenings. There are thousands of förenings. I wanted to join one for Parkinson's in Halmstad, but there wasn't one. So the only thing to do was to start one eventually, 6 months later, which then led on to the dance, came out of that. And now I'm on the Swedish Parkinson's Association's Styrelse, which is probably the biggest achievement in my life. So I'm very happy.
That's fantastic. And was that diagnosis, for many people, it's a shock, but when we talked earlier, that wasn't the situation with you?
No, it wasn't, because I've worked with elderly people in caring for them at home and in a home, so I knew some of the symptoms. And my main worry that it might be ALS, motor neurone, Alzheimer's or multiple sclerosis, something like that. So when he finally gave me the decision, I said yes.
Thank you very much. And yeah, everyone receives this news differently. For Ms. Annika, next. What should a person living with Parkinson's disease consider in order to maintain independence and participate in leisure activities and physical exercises? What do you think can be done to remain active or to begin to be active?
Yeah, I think you need to promote and still be participating in different activities. And as in my clinical work as an occupational therapist, I meet persons with Parkinson's disease and I evaluate their activity performance in different ADL daily living life's activities, and then I can help them to find strategies and equipment that can help them to still be performing activities in their daily life. And it's very important that they are doing things that they feel they want to do. Not when you have difficulties in your daily life, it's often gets every energy in your daily life gets to clean, cooking, doing working, for example, and then you doesn't have any energy left to do leisure activities or sport activities. So I talk a lot about activity balance and to save energy from some activities to place in another activities, so they can still be doing sports and activities that their body is feeling well of, and that you need to do to cope with your daily life, actually.
And I imagine that changes a lot from one person to the next.
Absolutely.
And even that same person from days to day. This is what I'm learning so much this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, back over to Annelie. As I just mentioned, Parkinson's symptoms can vary wildly from day to day, from person to person, and day to day. How do you encourage people to listen to their bodies without losing momentum or confidence in their journey?
Listen to your body. When it comes to illness, fever, yes. When you have an injury or pain, no muscles, sore pain. But otherwise, don't listen to your body. You have to be a little bit of sadist. No, I'm just kidding.
Is she kidding?
Your body may have limitations, but your determination can be limitless. Do what you can do and feel glad and happy about those things you can do, and focus on those things. That will make you feel much better. Always see the possibilities, not the obstacles. When I first got my diagnosis, I ran a lot, and then I couldn't run anymore. And then I figured out that if I tried spinning, I could click my shoes into the pedals, and then I get my feet round, and I could do some more exercise. Do you know what I mean? Always find the possibilities. You're not weak if you sometimes fail. You're strong as long as you keep trying.
Well said.
That's very important to know. And I wanted to show something. People here that have Parkinson. It's like a big clump inside of you. It can take a lot of space in your life, rule your life, set limits to your life. But by adding things to it, it will make you feel confident. Maybe you start training. You can keep on working because you feel much better. You have energy to your friends, family. So much good things could come out of this. And you still have Parkinson here inside. It's never going to go away. But by covering it by good things, it doesn't take a lot of space. So think about that. Don't ever let Parkinson rule your life.
Thank you very much, and well said. Caroline, slightly differently, and I think it's important to recognize, there are lots of non-motor symptoms that are associated with Parkinson's. Maybe could you highlight some of those and how you've dealt with the non-motor based symptoms of this disease?
I'd just like to say thank you very much, Annelie, and Annika too. But Annelie, that was very good, what you just showed us. It was fantastic. Exactly suits me. Anyway, there is a long list I have here of non-motor symptoms with Parkinson's. The neurologist once told me that you don't get any pain with Parkinson's. That's not true. You can get a lot of pain, mostly from the stiffness that you develop in your body. The stomach stops working, which isn't very pleasant at all, but there are ways to solve that. Sleeping, I spent the last 10 years of my working life sleeping 4 hours a night because I didn't know I had Parkinson's then, and it was horrible. But I've got used to it now. Now I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock and go to work, so I can cope with not sleeping all night. Stress, Mark.
Me?
Yes.
What did I do?
When I was trying to type this morning, and you were there, and you were hovering around, and you
yes,
were obviously in a hurry, and you needed it, and I started shaking.
And
I don't shake normally,
A
but
German laptop with the English setting.
Exactly.
That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
no problem. And memory becomes much shorter. The short-term memory, anyway, is very difficult. I can think I'll go and get something. When I've got there, I've forgotten what it was I was going to get. But, constructive concentration, I call it. I can concentrate, but to think at the same time on what I'm concentrating on has become much more difficult, which I realized while I was still working. That came slowly. Sweating at night, that's another very, I can wake up wet. In fact, I sleep on a towel, so I can just wrap it around me when I sweat too much. Swallowing can become a problem. It feels like there's a clump in your throat, which actually is one of the reasons we don't die from Parkinson's. We live with Parkinson's, but we maybe die from something that's happened, like we get pneumonia because we can't swallow properly. Speech is another thing. We lose the power because of the muscles in our throat, and but we can go to a logoped, a speech therapist, to get help with that. They say the eyes, but I don't know. I'm half blind anyway, and I just hope I don't lose the other one. Dental problems can be another one, and low blood pressure. Then something I've noticed recently, I feel like fladder in my chest. It waves, like a waving thing. And I've talked to the doctor about it, or a neurologist. Can it be Parkinson's affecting my heart or my lungs inside? But I don't know the answer to that yet. Hopefully, it is Parkinson's and nothing else. And I do believe another thing I really want to work for now is that all these symptoms, people don't know about them. And people in the care homes, people looking after other people don't know about them. So I really want us to try and sort that out. I know Evelina agrees with me, and we'll see. Hopefully. We deserve it to have good care when we eventually end up in a home, maybe.
I agree. You definitely deserve it, absolutely. For Annika, last question, and then we'll go to the room. I'm sure there's people who want to contribute and put their points across too, so start thinking now. For Annika, what should a person... Oh, sorry. You focus a lot on day-to-day adjustments, and I think that's very important for people here. What are the most overlooked small changes, small habits that can make a surprisingly big difference for people with Parkinson's? Oh, it's off. Now it's back on.
Now it's on. Yeah, now it can hear. I think I will surprise you to say that one big difference you can have with a power nap.
Power nap.
Yeah.
We have a nap zone. We have 2 nap zones.
Yeah. That's
okay,
good.
not yet. Don't go now.
And now I'm back on this that you were talking about, the tiredness, the stiffness, and all these non-motor symptoms that affect you and take a lot of energy from you, gives you fatigue.
Yeah.
And to have less fatigue, it's you don't need a long rest, just 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
20 to 30 minutes power nap. You don't need to fall asleep. Just lay down and relax. And that will help you a lot to save energy and to place that energy to an activity that you want to do, that's important for you to do. I will also say that I think I'm working with person-centered perspectives, and a lot of my colleagues or professionals gives very often general tips and solutions and strategies for you. But I will tell you that you need to see behind the Parkinson and look who is you as a person and what matters to you. And there is small things that can I have so troubling to hold my fork when I'm eating, for example. And that can also be very, very energy demanding for you, that little task. So with different strategies or devices, it could help you to save energy and to place that energy to move yourself and to train, for example. So it's not the big changes. Yeah, you can use a wheelchair. It's a big changes to go to the training. But I think the most that can save, so to can change a lot is the small things in your daily life that affects you, not often omedvetet, vad heter det? Without you realize it. Yeah.
Without realizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope that's
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Well, I'd like to really put the floor over to you. There's obviously people here with amazing experience, personal experience, practical and academic experience that we have here. Please I'll put your hands up. Sorry, one here, Leah. Do you have the remote? Oh, not the remote. Sorry, it's still over there. That's my job. Sorry.
Under the time you are walking, I will also say that the medicine today is so on the motor skills that you the trouble you have with your motor walking and so on. So it's kind of new for professionals that all these non-motor problems that you have. So it's nowadays we feel that there is a lot of education that needs to professionals for example, home delivery care, that they need to know that Parkinson's not only by tremors or walking difficulties. It is all very often a lot more than that.
Very well said. Our first question, and then we'll go backwards.
I was thinking of Caroline's comments on all these troubles that you can have when you have Parkinson, but I want to pass the question on to Anneli. If most of these symptoms that Caroline described could be enhanced or become better if you train regularly, difficult word, more often.
Regularly.
Absolutely. You make, for example, before I go to work, I often take my dog for a power walk, like for 1 hour. When I come to work, I'm like this straight away. Sometimes I will sleep and I don't do the walks. My husband do it instead. And those days, they are not that good at all. So it's a big change. It is.
I have been interviewed people with Parkinson in a study I'm involved in lately, and everybody tells me that if they have a day that they are not so physical active, they feel that their body is moving worse. They have increased their problems. Yeah, and for everybody. It's very good to move for your bowels and also for your breathing. So actually,
Makes sense
it's
to me.
extra good for people with Parkinson's.
We can come back, yes.
I think my name is Eva-Lena Jansson. As I present myself yesterday, I'm the chair for the Parkinson Association. Not everyone gets every problem. That's important to realize. And some of the problems we have, other people also have, because we get older. But what the doctors say today in Sweden, that it's necessary to take your pills, but you also need to be physically active. And that's why we promote, as Caroline told you. But also, I think it's important that the whole community understand what it means to have Parkinson. And often, as you say, it's only shaking. But this kind of day is kind of a experience for us, because it's starting in the morning, and we've been here for a whole day.
Long day.
It's not so, what do you say? Well, it's a challenge for us, maybe. It's just a challenge for me, not maybe for everyone. But I think it's necessary that you talk about it, and that you also try to understand why it's important. And then you can have lots of cure, but I think what you said, Anneli, the positive you get from meeting other people in a group dynamic, that's what we have here. It's fun to be here. You find new friends, and you find energy, and you meet people. And we maybe not talk so much about difficulties with the disease, more that I can't have the forehand. I have problems to meet the serve, and so on. So we focus on other things than our disease. And that's why I think it's also important with the kind of organization that I am a proud chair for, but because you get the solidarity, but also the environment when you feel that you're the same as the other one. There's nothing different between you and the other one. So thank you for arranging this, and thank you for asking us about help and try to get your information in before this. This has been really, really nice to be here. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, well, I really encourage these conversations to continue and have these conversations that mix the academic and the practical. And I'd just like to close by thanking so much these wonderful people, these wonderful women that we have up on the stage. And I'll hand over back to you, back to our moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. And I agree with Eva-Lena. Everything. Now we're going to invite Monica back up on the stage again to get us on our feet. Our next session will be an online special presentation of a Ping Parkinson's movie preview from Charles Levenlini.
Okay, Charles, yes, we see you very well.
Yep. Can you hear me?
We hear you well and we see you well. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Charles Lavilani. I am director of a documentary named Pink Parkinson. So I shot it last year on the championships in France. So I met some of you there. I can see some of you on the assistant. So hi, everyone. And you will have some players who are on the movie. So they are here, they are French, and they are Olivier and Jérôme and Rémi. So first of all, we can start with a small presentation of this movie in a few seconds. And after that, I will talk about it. You can play the first video, please.
Le Pink Parkinson, c'est le tennis de table réservé aux personnes atteintes de la maladie de Parkinson.
La maladie de Parkinson détruit progressivement les neurones qui produisent la dopamine, et donc il faut forcément essayer de stopper la dégénérescence de ces cellules.
En faisant du sport, j'allais pouvoir attaquer cette maladie autrement que par la thérapie pure, en fait.
Ce qui a été démontré scientifiquement, c'est que le sport à haute intensité faisait reculer les symptômes.
L'adversaire, c'est avant tout la maladie. On va se dépasser pour montrer qu'on est capable de donner le meilleur de soi-même.
So yeah, good memories when I seeing again these images, and it was a great moment with you on Mézières-les-Messes last year. And so the aim of this documentary was to talk about Parkinson's disease and talk about my friends Jérôme, Olivier, and Rémi who are this disease, and the aim is to explain this disease to the other people who can't understand very well what is happening when we have this disease, and especially when you are playing to table tennis. And yeah, we show it on Grenoble a few months ago, and it was a great moment because we share a good moment with the family and friends who have the opportunity to understand what is the Parkinson's disease. And yeah, now you can see this documentary online. ITTF can send you a link. And you have here Olivier, Rémi, and Jérôme. So first of all, in order to introduce them, maybe we can play the first video, the first part of the documentary, talking about Olivier, and you will discover a little bit more about him and his life.
That, maybe we can welcome the players on stage because they are
Yeah.
here with us.
Salut les gars.
Je m'appelle Olivier Rajon, j'ai 56 ans, je suis marié, j'ai 2 enfants de 25 et 27 ans et j'habite à Villard-de-Lans. J'aime les activités sportives, les balades en montagne. Le diagnostic de la maladie de Parkinson remonte à 8 ans maintenant, j'avais 48 ans. C'était un moment où je faisais énormément de courses à pied. Et à la fin des courses, j'avais ma cheville gauche qui était beaucoup moins mobile. Suite à tout un parcours préalable physique sur lequel il n'y a pas eu de résultat, donc je suis allé voir un neurologue. Le neurologue m'a fait marcher, un pas à droite, un pas à gauche, elle m'a fait m'asseoir, elle a testé la raideur de mes chevilles, de mes poignets, fait faire de 3 mouvements, elle m'a dit « vous avez la maladie de Parkinson ». Je m'en doutais pas du tout. Je m'en doutais pas parce qu'effectivement, pour moi, j'étais J'avais 48 ans, j'étais très loin d'imaginer que je pouvais avoir la maladie de Parkinson. Je ne savais pas ce que c'était et j'imaginais plus des personnes beaucoup plus âgées, avec moins de mobilité. J'ai très peu de symptômes visibles liés à la maladie de Parkinson. Alors ces symptômes visibles, ils vont apparaître à la fin d'une prise de médicaments et ça va se traduire par un ralentissement des mouvements essentiellement sur le côté gauche. Après, en symptômes non visibles, j'ai des crampes, j'ai certaines fois des difficultés à digérer qui sont plus complexes. Pour moi, le sport est vraiment un pilier dans ma vie. Je suis passé de l'ultra trail au vélo de route. J'ai fait beaucoup de vélo de route pendant 4 ou 5 ans. Et finalement, j'ai repris le ping et je l'ai repris de manière intensive.
Je m'appelle Jérôme Rabier, j'ai 58 ans, je suis père de 4 enfants et jeune grand-père. Et j'ai été diagnostiqué de la maladie de Parkinson il y a maintenant plus de 13 ans, en début 2012. Au moment du diagnostic, j'étais commandant d'une base aérienne de l'armée de l'air, donc en tant que colonel. Et donc je dirigeais un établissement de 1400 personnes. Donc forcément, j'étais très loin de cette préoccupation de maladie. Normalement, les neurologues confirment la maladie à partir de 2 des 3 symptômes que sont les tremblements, les raidissements et les ralentissements. Pour ma part, j'étais plutôt dans le raidissement et le ralentissement que dans le tremblement. Confirmé par d'abord un scanner cérébral et ensuite un DAT scan qui a permis de confirmer qu'il y avait bien effectivement des cellules qui étaient déjà touchées par la maladie. J'ai été dans le déni immédiatement. Je ne pensais pas que c'était possible, en ayant été pilote de chasse, d'avoir développé ce type de maladie. À partir de 2021, là, j'ai changé complètement de portage. J'ai fait mon coming out et j'ai décidé de devenir beaucoup moins rationnel et de m'intéresser un petit peu à tout ce qui pouvait permettre de ralentir encore plus la maladie que ce qui se passait. Donc j'ai mis en place un plan d'action sur plusieurs domaines pour m'occuper à la fois de mon corps physique, de mes aspects psycho-émotionnels, énergétiques, voire même un peu spirituels, sans oublier de garder des relations sociales qui contribuent aussi à ralentir la maladie. La maladie de Parkinson détruit progressivement les neurones qui produisent la dopamine, plusieurs amas de protéines, et donc il faut forcément essayer de stopper la dégénérescence de ces cellules. Stopper la dégénérescence, ça veut dire finalement soit injecter de la dopamine à la place, soit solliciter des phénomènes qui vont permettre indirectement de reproduire de la dopamine avec ce qui reste comme neurone capable de le faire. A priori, le sport contribue à faire circuler le sang déjà et à solliciter tous les réflexes et tous les mouvements articulaires et musculaires du corps. Et donc indirectement à solliciter la production de dopamine. Il est essentiel d'avoir de la production de dopamine parce que sinon on se retrouve finalement un peu déconnecté de son corps avec un cerveau qui peut donner des ordres et un corps qui ne peut plus les réaliser parce que justement il n'y a pas la transmission de l'influx nerveux jusqu'au bout de la commande.
Je m'appelle Rémi Salin, j'ai 63 ans. Je suis atteint de la maladie de Parkinson. J'ai été diagnostiqué en fin 2017. Mon métier était celui de musicien, donc je joue de la clarinette et j'ai enseigné aussi cet instrument au CRR de Boulogne-Billancourt. Avec mon instrument, j'avais des petits problèmes pour trier. Trier, c'est jouer rapidement 2 notes et j'étais un peu surpris de cette difficulté. J'ai consulté un médecin qui m'a dirigé vers un neurologue qui en 10 minutes m'a diagnostiqué la maladie. Comme beaucoup d'entre nous, je suis rentré dans une phase de déni très longue, en fait, de 2 à 3 ans, à savoir que je ne voulais pas entendre parler de cette maladie, d'abord parce que je la ressentais relativement peu, et puis parce que je pense que c'est tellement important comme maladie qu'on est très rapidement dans le déni. Un jour, je suis tombé sur une affiche de la CBB du club de tennis de table à Boulogne-Billancourt qui proposait une activité tennis de table pour les gens atteints de la maladie de Parkinson. Je me suis dit que ça, c'était quelque chose qui était bon pour moi et qu'en faisant du sport, j'allais pouvoir attaquer cette maladie autrement que par la thérapie pure, en fait. Moi, ce que je pense, c'est que ça a retardé l'évolution de la maladie. Malgré tout, ça ne l'arrête pas, mais moi je ressens bien un bien-être quand je joue au tennis de table. Petit à petit, j'ai progressé et j'ai appris qu'il y avait des tournois. Le premier a été le premier Open de France à Esnay en Vendée. C'était en 2023. Et bon, j'ai eu la chance de gagner ce tournoi. Ça m'a lancé, propulsé, j'ai voulu continuer. J'ai pris des cours, enfin j'ai fait ça de façon très sérieuse.
Thank you very much. The aim of this documentary is to talk about Parkinson's disease and with these three players in the championships. So with that, we can talk about sports and disease. The aim is with that to explain to people who don't know Parkinson's disease easily with their eyes and their own words. So maybe now the players can talk to you, and if you have some questions, please feel free to ask.
Well, we try to speak English, and if nobody understands, I translate. So before answering your questions, I would like to thank Charles, again for all the work done on the relevance of this choice of artists. I hope this documentary film will contribute to change the image of Parkinson's disease among the general public. For this, it was important not to hide anything. I explained to Charles my daily life, the visible symptoms, the symptoms that no one sees but impact us on a daily basis. And finally, the other symptoms that we do not want to show. We talk about table tennis, the French championships, the World Championships, and naturally, he accompanied us last year to Mézières-les-Messes. He has entered in your intimacy, and you have just seen the first excerpt of the result of our meeting. I don't know if one day it will be possible to cure Parkinson's disease. I don't know how my symptoms will be developed in the few years. I don't know who will be champion tomorrow. But I know that thanks to table tennis, I have regained fluidity in my travels. I know that thanks to table tennis, I feel pleasure playing and winning. I know and I measure that thanks to table tennis, how much the regular practice of high-intensity sports make me feel. There you go. I hope this film can be viewed by as many people as possible in order to give the will to fight to all patients. Thank you.
So I'm Jerome, and I also want to thank Charles for his fantastic work throughout this video report. I'm very glad to have met him, so I think you can applaud him again, once again. So let me add a few elements to what Olivier told you. We really wanted to give a living testimony about our daily life, made of daily fights, daily pains, and also daily pleasures. You know what we support. You know it's sometimes hard to share with your relatives and friends. And this film could help you to show you what we have to accept, to show you what we have to change, to show you what we have to develop. Every one of you supports his own daily Parkinson effects. We talked about that just previous this intervention, and different from the others, but we all have a common objective. If you are here, we all want to try to stabilize or maybe improve your well-being state, some period of your days, some period of your weeks, so your months, and maybe your years. And table tennis, of course, is at the center of this tough program as the best sport identified by neurologists to fight Parkinson, just after your treatment, of course. So our main message to help you sharing your feelings with your community is the following. As long as possible, preserve every day your mental and physical abilities. Train your body and your brain. Don't exhaust yourself but you can boost yourself thanks to a regular practice. So my conclusion will be those two quotes. The first one is, the worst is never certain. And the last one is, you never know when you might get lucky. Thank you for your attention.
Bravo. I have no paper, but I begin in English. Maybe I continue in French. I don't know. So I would like to say that I'm very happy to see that a lot of people play tennis de table, okay, and a lot of country also. In France, I'm working a little with the federation, French federation, and I can say that a lot of clubs of tennis de table grow, and a lot of ateliers from Parkinson. Each year, how many? I think 100 clubs accueille Parkinson, and it's very serious. And I hope, I don't know, but I hope that in the countries, all the countries in Europe, it's growing, and this is super. Also, I'm a musician, and I could say that the music is very good for this disease, you know, because it's proved with the music gives a lot of connection dans le cerveau. Well, okay, and thank you. And I have an atelier of music in France, and we with a lot of rhythm, you know, because I give an example about. Ich bin nicht lang. Aber you know when you know the freezing, okay? With the music we can anticipate. Some exemple. Allons enfants, you know, anticiper, and you can walk. Allons enfants de là, okay? And it's very important. Allons enfants, because voilà, and say we said that the neurologist says that we should a lot of anticipate and a large movement also. So. This is very important pour ne pas oublier not forget. Okay. That's all, and thank you very much.
We got 2 questions, I think.
I'm not sure if I remember now, but it was to the first speaker on the podium. When you were very interested in the mountains and you were trail running and very physical active, how would you say that the diagnosed affected your physical achievements?
Tu étais très actif dans la montagne, tu as fait beaucoup d'activités. De quelle façon le diagnostic de la maladie de Parkinson a affecté ces activités?
I stopped running at the moment of the diagnostic. Before the diagnostic, I ran some ultra trail for a lot of kilometers of dénivelé. And I stopped running in just a few months after the diagnostic because it's not possible for me to continue. But I start to make some bike. I start biking, and I restart playing tennis table and table tennis, and I'm conservé. I kept, excuse me, I kept approximately 10 hours of sports, between 10 and 15 hours of some sports by week. Table tennis, run, hiking, skiing on winter. And so I transferred my activity from running to another sport. Yes, multi-sport and a lot of sport. And making a lot of sport for me it's on the second medicament, and I'm better now since 5 years before. It's clear.
And last question.
Yes, I think it's important also to the relatives to you also being active. It's likely important for them. For you are healthy right now, you don't have Parkinson yet, I used to say. But I also wonder, is it in the same as in your country, some people get kind of, what do you call it? När man blyg, nästan skäms för det. They are ashamed of the disease. They don't want to show it. Is it common in France also?
So, elle voulait savoir si...
Yes, it's common in France. No, at the beginning of the malady, I don't want to show my symptoms. So it needs a lot of energy to do it. But the sport m'a permis, allowed me to show that no, the Parkinson's is not the end of the life. You could continue. You could make a lot of sport. You could make some performance against the disease, and to have a better life. And for me, it's a reality.
What I can say, and you have heard it in the film, I have hidden the disease for about 9 years. I was still working in the Air Force, and I didn't say anything to anybody, not even to my close friends. I didn't want the military doctors to be interested in my case, so I just shut up and waited to have organized my way out the Air Force before being able to talk about it. So 9 years, the first 9 years.
I'm okay.
Charles, would you like to have the final word with this, after this brilliant profiles of these men?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so you understand that you have 3 different people here with 3 different profiles, and that's what we would like to explain to the general people. And so the documentary is in French. The main language is French, but we translate it in German, Spanish, Italian, and yeah, that's it. Maybe soon in Swedish. I don't know, but we would like to broadcast it to massive people, and the aim is to explain what is Parkinson's disease. But Parkinson's is not the end of the life, and when you have Parkinson's, you can still do competition and you can still be performance. So that's the life of Olivier, Remy, and Jerome, and that's what I would like to explain in the documentary. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And just as a special award, we wanted to, bit of a surprise, but we have a special gift of recognition for all the work that you're doing, and we will present it to you on a half from our wonderful Table Tennis for Health Ambassador Zoran, if you could please give it to the gentleman, and on your behalf, Charles, and for all the work you've done on highlighting.
Thank you very much. That's great.
And the camera is just here. Please, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Parfait.
So thanks to ITTF to help us last year to organize everything, and it was a great moment with you. So thank you, ITTF, and especially to Leah who helped us, and also with France Parkinson's.
Well, thank you very much to all our wonderful presentations over the last 2 days. It's been an eye-opener and a wonderful experience to see so many people. We're all in the same boat. Well, most of us. I would now like to welcome up to the stage Monica Erlandsson. Yes. Who's going to be make one of the closing speeches.
Dear friends, guests, athletes, families and partners. My name is Monica J. Erlandsson and I'm a board member of the Swedish Table Tennis Association. Standing here today in the city by the state, Helsingborg, I feel both humble and deeply moved. Over the past days, I have met people whose strength, joy, and resilience have left a lasting mark on me. This event has not only showcased table tennis, it has revealed the very best of the human spirit. Hosting the World Table Tennis for Health Festival with a World Championship for Alzheimer and Parkinson's has been a privilege for the Swedish Table Tennis Association. But more than that, it had been a reminder of why sports matters. Not just for medals or results, but for the connections, the dignity, and the simple, powerful joy of being seen and included. To the athletics, thank you. Your courage, your smiles, your will to compete, despite challenges that many cannot fully grasp, have inspired every single one of us. You have shown what true perseverance looks like, and you have done it with heart. To all our partners, first and foremost, the city of Helsingborg and the Visit Skåne, your commitment made this possible. You didn't just provide support, you embraced the vision. You recognize that the championships is about more than matches played. It is about community, health, and giving people a stage where they are celebrate for who they are. To the ITTF Foundation, thank you for entrusting us with the event. Your work to use table tennis as a force for good is something we deeply admire. We are grateful for the collaboration and for the belief you played in us. To our volunteers, venue staff, and especially Swedish table tennis staffs, I could not be prouder. This year we had been demanding with several international events of Swedish soul, and yet time after time you delivered with professionalism, warm and extraordinary decided. You didn't just run for a championship, you created an environment where people felt welcomed, cared for and valued. You made a difference, and I hope you know how meaningful your effort have been. This week has reminded me that table tennis can be a bridge between ages, abilities, culture and stories. Watching participants cheer for each other, support of each other and find joy in every rally was a powerful reminder of what unity truly looks like. As I close this chapter, I carry with me the faces, the laughter and quiet moment, and the pride of that filled these halls. These memories will stay with me for a long time. On the behalf of the Swedish Tables Association, thank you for your trust, your patience, and your prayers. Thank you for letting us host you here in Helsingborg, and thank you for showing us once again how sport can touch our hearts and change lives. Warmly gratitude to all of you.
Thank you very much, Monica. I would now like to welcome the director of the Table Tennis Federation, International Table Tennis Federation Foundation, Leandro, back on stage to close the Congress.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you very much to the Swedish Association for hosting us, and it has been truly a pleasure. I would like, before concluding with the Congress, just a few words on the social aspect. What makes this event a festival, and it's not just a competition and a congress. Well, for us, it's quite important to socialize the social aspect of this gathering, and we used to promote. That's what we want to promote through the side activities and dancing and talking. And there was some activities that we were doing that breaking the ice during this congress. And we would like to promote this, and we would like to reward this to the most social person. And for that reason, you fill out a form. We have a list of names that people that participated. And I would like to ask our ambassador to have the difficult task to pick a name from here. I would like to invite again our ambassador, Zoran Primorac, with 7 times Olympian, a table tennis legend, and I would like to ask for an applause for Zoran. And you can read the name of this person, Soki.
Paloma. Yes.
An applause for Paloma. Please come to the stage. So, as a conclusion and to close with this Congress, I would like to remark on some small dots. All the presentation, people have been asking, the presentations will be uploaded, so you can get all this information in our website. But there was particular questions during the Congress. One of them is about resources that you can find on coaching for people with the neurodegenerative diseases. And together with the Table Tennis Connection organization from the United States, we created a toolkit, a handbook called Neuropong, and that is available in our website, and you can download for free. And initially it was written in English, but thanks to one person here present, Laurent, that I would like to ask an applause for him because he translated. He didn't write it, but he translated. That is probably even more important. He translated to, let me remember, French, Spanish, Arabic? Soon in Arabic. Okay, but he gathered a pool of people that voluntarily translated these resources to the different languages. So that's great news. And there was another question asking about studies and research about the benefits of table tennis for people with the neurodegenerative diseases. So there was some research are published, but the answer to this is actually this Congress. That's why was one of the reasons to create this Congress, to have more people researching, to gather all together. And there was a presentation that as a legacy of the first Congress that was in Greece, then we could gather a pool of organizations, and the result was the SWAN. And that's why we are doing this. We want to gather people researching, people implementing, like the coaches. We want to bring all these people together and continue growing and using table tennis for health. And we hope you continue coming, and there could be more results from these congresses, more studies, and more people utilizing table tennis for health. In this way, I would like to conclude this Congress, and I would also like to ask you for an applause to the people behind the scenes or in front of the scenes working in this for this Congress. Leah, Mark, and thank you very much, Moncho, also, and our staff. And Lena, thank you very much as well. We conclude in this way? Okay. So we are ready to go. Thank you very much. Oh.
Yes. I would like just dire something. No, pas Escape. There is a lot of competition from Ping Parkinson, and there is une association qui s'appelle PPP, and I would like we participate sometimes. Okay, there is ITTF and there is PPP. I think you are not okay with this. We are in the middle of il y a deux championnats du monde. You know, it's a problem. Why? And I would like that les deux together.
We get the message. Your question is, why don't we work together? I could give you an answer for 1 hour probably, but just to say we started together working with Ping Pong Parkinson. I can even here Soren was the person that brought Nenad Bach to the ITTF initially back in 2018. I can give you some background. The ITTF Foundation was, let's say, created or very near here in Sweden at the ITTF World Championships. And then 2 days after starting with the ITTF Foundation, Soran Primorac was responsible to bring Nenad Bach, the creator of Ping Pong Parkinson, to meet with us. And he was talking about the story, about not being able to play the guitar after being diagnosed with Parkinson, but then after playing table tennis in New York, he would play the guitar again. He played the guitar for us, and we were very happy to hear him. It was a very inspiring story. And then we shook hands, we said bye, and then after a month, we had the idea and said, well, we should promote this, and we should organize world championships. So then we connected with Soran again. Soran, why don't we do world championship? He said, that's a great idea. We could do it probably in New York. So we went to New York, we organized, we subsidized, we brought our staff, and that's how it started. That was the first World Parkinson's Table Tennis Championships. And then we continue doing it together. But there were certain reasons that brought us apart as we have a different approach to this. We would like to work in a partnership. And we prefer a partnership model and not a sponsorship. That was one of the differences. So that's why we continue in a different pathways, even though we started to cooperate again a year ago. And where I have meeting with Ping Pong Parkinson, we tried again, but unfortunately it's not possible. We have different visions, different ideas. We don't want to focus on the competition. We would like to make this festival format, and we would like to work in a partnership. We work together, and we are not willing to be sponsors merely. And that doesn't mean they close the doors. There could be, I hope in the future, there could be the possibility to work together, but we try it again this year. And for us, and as I say in the opening ceremony, we would like the people to play more. And we are not telling anyone, don't play here or don't play there. Play everywhere. That makes us happy as ITTF Foundation. And the World Parkinson Congress, yeah, good point, Moncho. Next year there will be the World Parkinson Congress, not table tennis, World Parkinson Congress. There will be expected 5,000 participants, probably 6,000 participants. That's the biggest congress of Parkinson's in the world. And we have been cooperating with them. Last year, or 2 years ago, it was in Barcelona. We were present there together with Lizzie, one of the players here from Denmark, and we were giving a table tennis sessions. Next Parkinson Congress will be in Phoenix, in the US. And there will be, within this Congress, there will be a table tennis room. And we will have this room. We will offer table tennis sessions, and we will be working together with Ping Pong Parkinson. That's, let's say, the beginning. That's part of our DNA in the ping pong diplomacy. So we want to coexist. We want to have these sessions together. And this could be the restart. If in the future we can work together with Ping Pong Parkinson, well, let's welcome that. Our arms are open, but we want to work in partnership, not sponsorship. I hope this is clear for you, and that's our wish. Work together.
Thank you. I want to just say one word or one sentence. I want to ask you how, in practical, how we should do next year. If every year is there was 2 world champions, so it's too much for us, for an ordinary player. I just want to play.
We can manage what we do. We cannot manage what other organizations do.
I really deeply hope the problem will be solved.
Me too.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. Me too.
That's
We
my
belong.
wish. Yeah.
Belong to the International Table Tennis Federation, organizing world championships since 100 years. Next year, there will be 100 years anniversary of the ITTF. We have been organizing world championships for a long time, and we will continue doing this. If we can come together, that will be welcome. If we cannot come together, we will continue doing world championships. We conclude. Thank you very much.